Welcome to Study Loop.
So the Georgia Temps, a labor contractor, supplies contract labor to union construction companies, and he has budgeted to supply 84,000 hours of contract labor, and its variable costs are $13 per hour, and the fixed cost is $168,000. Now, the general manager has proposed a cost plus approach for pricing labor at full cost plus 20%. Now, the first question, calculate the price per hour that Georgia Temps should charge based on Mason's proposal. So the price per hour will be first writing the budgeted contract labor hours, which is $4,000 from the table, and then the variable cost, and this is going to be $13 per hour multiplied by $4,000, and this is 109 and this is 1,092,000. And now we have the fixed cost, and it's given that the fixed cost is 168,000. And then we have the total cost, which is a fixed plus variable cost. So that will be $1,260,000, right? And then we have the 20% markup of total cost, which is 20% of 1,260,000, and this is $252,000. Now we have the labor costs, which is 1,512,000, and then the price per hour, which is what we're looking for, would be the labor cost divided by $4,000. So when you divide this, you're gonna get $18. So therefore, price per hour is equals to $18. Now the next question, the marketing manager supplies the following information on demand levels at different prices, and Georgia Times can meet any of these demand levels, and the fixed costs will not change for the demand levels. And on the basis of additional information, calculates the price per hour that Georgia Times should charge to maximize operating income. So, we want to know the price per hour that the company should charge to maximize operating income. Now, we're going to calculate the operating income. And various demand hours. So we have the budgeted contract labor hours, And the value for one, we have five um options, right? So the value for one option is 124,000. Then we have 104,000. Then we have 4,000. Then we have 74,000. Then we have 61,000. Now the variable cost, which is 13 multiplied by the contract labor hours, and the value for one is 1,612,000. Then we have 1,352,000. Then we have 1,092,000. And we have 962,000. And we have 793,000. Now the fixed cost for the first one is 168,000. The second one is 168,000. Because it's fixed cost, it is the same for all scenarios. Now we're going to find the total cost, which is fixed cost plus variable costs. And then we're going to be adding the fixed cost for variable costs. And the total for this will be 1,780,000. And this will be 1,520,000. And this will be 1,260,000. And this will be 1,130,000. And this will be 961,000. So then this is the total cost, right? And then we have the labor cost per hour, which is 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So when you do that, you're gonna have 194,000. So you're gonna have for this is 1,984,000. For this is 1,768,000. For this is 1,512,000. For this is 1,486,000. And for this is 1,228,000. Now the operating income for this would be 204,000, 248,000, 252,000, 276,000, and 259,000. Now the operating income in option 4, as we can see, is more compared to others. So operating income in option 4 is greater than others. So G, the company should charge $19 per hour because that is the labor cost per hour for option 4. It should charge $19 per hour to maximize his income. And now the final question Comment on your answers from requirements 1 and 2 and why are they the same or different. So since labor cost is higher on the higher side, the operating income is higher in requirement 2. In requirement 2 because labor cost is higher and there is nothing common between the requirements except the variable cost per labor hour. So the only thing common is the variable cost per labor hour, and the fixed cost remains constant, but fixed cost per unit is different. So fixed cost is constant and the fixed cost per unit is different. But we need to know that fixed cost is more important in requirement 2, but it still provides a higher operating income. The fixed cost is more in requirement 2, but it provides a higher operating income. So that's what we can say.